You are now tuned in to
Lamark After Dark.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Lamark After Dark, another fucking episode. We're almost actually at the end, so shout out to that. I have a very special guest in the building, Mr. Hennessy. Welcome to Lamark After Dark.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, bro.
Now, Hennessy, please let people know where you're from and what you do.
Yeah, most definitely. So I'm new. I'm a new New Yorker. I guess I currently live downtown Brooklyn. I moved here from Tampa probably like a year. We're gonna say about 16 months ago. Currently handle brand partnerships at iHeart, primarily overseeing the Breakfast Club, Way Up with Angie Martinez, and really anything underneath the Power 105 umbrella. And on the side, I just launched a podcast with two of my friends called Artists for Artists. So make sure you guys do check that out when you get a moment. And that's kind of it, bro.
What is the podcast about?
So what the podcast is about, again, it's called Artists for Artists. What we do, we give our real life views within the music and media industry. And it's pretty much our storytelling from what we've seen. So me, myself, like I said, I handle brand partnerships. One of my other partners on the podcast, he's a musician, a singer, and also a CEO of a music company. And then one of our other friends is a DJ, MC, father. So he adds that different angle and dynamic to the show too. So it's media based, but we all have different angles and perspectives. So it gives a nice experience for the listener.
That's dope, man. Shout out
Thanks,
to you
bro.
for that.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, so before we get into the topic, which is toxic masculinity, please don't come for me. I have a stutter. Shout out to people that have a stutter out there, because if I can do it, you can do it. I did a promo video about that recently, about like just self-love, and like we all have our pros and cons. So, but anyway, so I do want to talk about kind of your upbringing. Like, how did that go? And what made you want to, I guess, take the step to New York from Tampa?
Yeah. So that's actually, I've never dove into this topic, so this is cool. So my upbringing. So both of my parents are Haitian. Very, very thick Haitian accent, bit of a language barrier. So growing up, I didn't have this same household a lot of my friends.
Mhm.
My parents were a lot more strict than a lot of my other friends' parents, but they did give me the opportunity to get away with a little bit more than my older sister. So when you see this, Katja, thank you for, paving the way and kind of making it easier for me being the second child. But so yeah, growing up in a Haitian household, again, very strict. And the Haitian culture is just a lot different than the American culture. Obviously, respect is very huge within my household, just, again, coming up with my upbringing. But, the hometown I came from is actually predominantly white.
Oh.
And yeah, so when you combine being black in a predominantly white town and then being Haitian on top of that, it gave me a really different perspective than majority of people around me. And I think that's kind of what's helped mold me into who I am today. It's given me the ability to be diverse in kind of any setting that I'm in. And it gives me the ability to be versatile. So yeah, that's kind of that. And then what got me to New York, I've been at iHeart now almost 6 years, and I was in Tampa for about 5 years before I got here. So I got promoted, long story short, and this was the offer. This was the location that got me here. So yeah, now I'm in the number one media market, number one audio company, and honored to be doing this.
And on Lamark After Dark.
I know that's right.
I was trying to add myself in there. But you didn't say anything. It's fine. Moving on. So what was I gonna say? Do you have any family out here?
So all my majority of my family's in Connecticut. In New York City, for family, I have my cousin Jordan. He lives in Brooklyn as well. So he's been super helpful in my transition here to New York. But that's about it. All my other family's in Connecticut, and then I got my one cousin here in Brooklyn.
Do you ever feel lonely?
Absolutely, man. Luckily, I have a dog. Shout out to my dog Dallas. He holds me down. He's definitely like my little service dog. But yeah, man, I definitely feel lonely. When you move to a new place, especially when you don't know anyone and you're starting a new job, there's a lot of fear that goes into that. There's a lot of doubt that goes into that. And when you don't have, family or friends right around you that you can, hang out with or grab a drink with or get dinner with, yeah, there's a lot of times where you are lonely. And I'm not saying that like as a sad story. It's just complete
Oh,
brutal
yeah,
honesty.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like there definitely are times where I'm lonely for sure. Um, but yeah, I'm good. I'm straight.
Yeah, man, I didn't mean to take it. I didn't mean to make it
Hey
one
man.
of the, but I understand.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess we can dive into toxic masculinity.
Let's do it.
I know from my childhood, it was very like, men don't cry, men don't men's supposed to be strong, men's supposed to play sports,
Yeah.
and one, I hate sports. No shade to anybody that likes sports. I just don't like them. I like football, but
Yeah.
I think I like football because I like men.
Okay.
So I think the whole touching thing was cool for me in that aspect. But I also had a lot of anger, so football kind of like got me out of that.
For sure.
But I didn't like it. I sucked at baseball. I wanted to be more in theater. Like I liked theater. I liked acting. I liked just putting on a show.
For sure.
And I feel like me being a black man in our black community, I feel like that was just not the norm. Like you had to either play sports, you can't cry. And I feel like, I don't think sometimes parents know, like they're just doing what their parents did. But I
Exactly.
feel like sometimes that it has to be a break in that barrier. Like I feel like it's okay for a boy to cry. Like it's okay to have those nice intimate moments with your son.
Absolutely.
And I think as shout out to, not really shout out to my dad because he's a piece of shit. That's just that. But
Yeah.
I really hope that for when I decide to have kids that I can really offer if I have a son, I can offer a level of just showing him that it's okay to cry, it's okay to be emotional, and that I love him. I feel like that's not expressed enough as well. Like I don't think my dad even told me that he ever loved me personally.
Yeah.
So what are your views on it?
No, I mean, I hear you on that, man. I feel like ever since, as a kid growing up, it's don't be a pussy, toughen up.
Yeah.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Like you hear that growing up. So a lot of the feelings that you're going through, you have to compress. You have to keep them within. You have to put a smile on your face, even though it's killing you inside. And at the end of the day, that does nothing for you. You need to be able to express those feelings. You need to be able to have people around you who understand those feelings. So when you are going through that stuff, they know exactly how to help you get out of those situations. So I think what you said with moving forward, the next generation of parents, the next generations of mothers, fathers, they really should consider instilling, emotional intelligence in your children and letting them know it's okay. It's okay to, come home and cry about something. It's okay to tell your friend what you're going through. Yeah, man, that's my views on that. I'm on the same page as you for sure.
Yeah. Are you close with your parents?
I'm very close with my parents.
Okay.
We don't necessarily talk every day, but yeah, I talk to my dad every day. I talk to my mom a couple of times a week. But yeah, I'm close to my parents.
I'm close to my mom and my stepdad. But I feel like my dad is we're just very estranged. I just think he doesn't like me or what I stand for.
Okay.
So there's just pretty much that. But I can't. If I would be lying if I said it didn't hurt my feelings.
Of course.
I think the first man that's supposed to love you didn't. I feel like in a way, so it kind of just like stifled me for just relationships with men in general. Like even growing up, like I feel like the kids in school or whatever, like they were very hyper masculine, and I was just never that kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like I was always, me and male friends just would never hit it off. Male straight friends.
Yeah.
Gays it just gets messy, but. Shout out to gays.
Hey man, so what you just said though, sometimes when men are hyper masculine, there's some pain inside that they're dealing with, and that's why they're acting in that way. A lot of the times there's some pain inside or something that they don't want you to know, and they have to act in that way. So that can never even be the thought of yours or a topic that could be brought up. Absolutely, for sure.
That's a very good insight.
For sure, man.
So the question of the night is: do you ever feel pressure to be masculine as a black man?
Do I ever feel pressure to be? So I have a really interesting perspective on this, man. So do I feel pressure? Of course I feel pressure. I feel like my purpose on this earth is to, make sure my family's straight, and not obviously my family first, but beyond that, I want to make sure that the young kids who look like me, I want to be able to give them a blueprint. And not every blueprint's can be the exact same, but it's almost like if I can do this, then you can absolutely do more than what I did. Don't try to do what I did. You can do way more than that. So yeah, bro, that's my views on that.
That's dope. First First of all, shout out to you though. I see you're like, you're kind of dripped out. I don't know if you want to show the
Appreciate it.
camera like your bling. So shout out to that. And also you brought me liquor. So I feel like that is just you're the only. I think you're the first guest.
I'm the first one. I'm the first one. Well, I had
So
to.
shout out to
Thank
that.
you, man. Thank you for putting me on the platform.
I know that's right.
And for sure, I'm on your show. I'm gonna bring a gift. Come on, it's only right.
See what I'm saying? Like you guys that are on the show that don't do that. Like I feel like that's shitty. And you guys need to step your cookies up.
Right, I'm stepping it up for
Yeah.
everyone else moving forward. Don't walk in this room without a bottle or a gift.
Well, I have a show right after you, and I bet they're not going to bring shit. So you know what? But let me not do that because I have to record with them, and then I don't. But question of the night: do I feel pressure? I feel like I don't feel pressure anymore. I feel like just be myself, but I do feel pressure sometimes from my family to like overachieve. I feel like because I'm the quote unquote person who went to college, like person who did everything they're supposed to do, I feel like I have a pressure to like be super successful.
Okay.
And I feel like that can be kind of shitty at times, especially when I feel like I'm not doing what I should be doing in my life. So I feel like that kind of pressure maybe.
Okay.
But as far as like the whole masculine thing, I kind of just be myself.
Yeah.
I think I'm a good plethora of feminine and masculine. I think that we all have our feminine and masculine sides.
Yep.
I'm not afraid to cry. I'm a Cancer. So I don't cry in public because I just don't like to cry in public.
Yeah.
I don't like when people look at you crying. Personally, I just don't like it. I feel like they can't help me. Like now I'm stuck. Like I don't like to see people cry either in public. Like what do we do here? Like,
What am I supposed to do with this information?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So I don't really know what to do about that. But yeah. So I work in progress with that. But I really do wish more Black men kind of held the same kind of standards that you have. So I really do applaud that for you because a lot of people that I know even still feel very, even like the whole pause and like hot dogs and shit like that and glizzy. And sometimes it's funny, ha ha ha, but like you can't eat a hot dog, bro. It's not that serious. It's not that fucking serious. It's a hot dog.
Hey man, that shit. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do be seeing some funny memes though.
Yeah, like
with
sometimes
the whole,
it's funny. Like sometimes I'm like ha ha ha, but it's just like it's really not that deep.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to bring it back to something you said though. So you said you felt pressure from like your family and whatnot to be successful. Are you the first generation to go to college in your family?
No, the second.
Okay.
My mom went to college,
Got you.
but she was the only one.
Okay. Got you. I was just wondering because I know for me, I'm the first generation, but not the first. So my sister, we have a 9-year age gap. So she went to school before me, but we're the first ones to go to college. So, yeah, man. And then something else I just thought of too. So for the longest time, I did feel pressure as a Black man, especially in the workplace, right? But I feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm not really chasing to be the best Black account executive or the most billing account executive. I just want to be, or the most Black billing account executive. I don't care about race. I want to be the best account executive. I want to be the best biller, like whatever it may be. Like I'm just focusing on being the best. I don't care if they're white, Black, whatever it may be. So I think that's kind of helped me get away from like the pressure of being successful, a Black successful person in the workplace. If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, no, I get it.
I kind of moved that to the side, and I just want to be the best regardless of whatever it may be.
Ooh, I like that. Shout out to that. But yeah, we asked about your sign, but I think I asked you off.
Yeah.
But you're a Libra.
Libra.
So shout out to all the Libras.
Shout out to Libras.
Again, we talked about it a little bit. We said that they're not confrontational.
Agreed.
They're pretty chill.
Agreed.
I heard they were liars, but I don't know if you're...
I've heard that about Libras. I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. I heard that though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That part might be a lie.
But I mean, don't we all lie though?
I think so. Some people fib, some people lie, some people just can't help it and they have to lie. I don't know.
When was the last time you told a white lie?
Ooh, last time I told a white lie. That's a really good question. Honestly, today I told a white lie today to I got a new dog walker, and she asked me, if she asked me, she said at the park, like, is he high energy or is he pretty chill? And I said he's chill because I didn't want to make any sort of, she's about to watch my dog, so I don't want to have any sort of negative connotation around her potentially saying no. My dog is not chill. Mm-hmm. He's a 3-year-old boxer doodle, so those two combos are bouncing off the
Boxer
walls.
Doodle.
Yeah.
Is he hypoallergenic?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, that's dope.
He is. So that was a white lie I actually told today, but that was one of those. That's more of a business type of.
Yeah.
How about you?
I have a Yorkie. You mean the lie?
Well, both. So let's talk about both. I love
yeah.
dogs. We could do this whole show about dogs if we had to. I love dogs.
I have a Yorkie. His name is Simba, and
okay, I love
it gets
that
on my
name,
fucking
Simba.
nerves.
I know a dog named Simba. Okay, that's cute.
It's disgusting because he's actually my child, and it's just it's a really tough relationship because he's bougie.
Okay.
He doesn't like other dogs. He likes women a lot.
Okay.
Which is weird. I think he was a player in his past life.
Probably was.
Yeah,
It probably
so
was.
he's like, my straight best friend, and we just kind of vibe. He has an attitude problem. His birthday's coming up. He's a Leo.
Okay.
So there's that. Well, for the most part, I love that little bitch. So, it's what it is. He's about to be 4, and shout out to Simba. But
shout out to Simba, man.
I would say we should do a play date, but again, he doesn't like dogs, so I don't know how that will go. But
I haven't met many dogs that don't like my dog.
Okay.
So that might have to be a challenge. We might have to see. As long as, Dallas is safe. As long as my dog's safe.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's a little Yorkie. I think my dog's pretty big. He's like 70 pounds and he's mad tall.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. Simba's like 5 pounds. So I don't think it would be an issue as far as safety. Simba may be scared, but I mean, he kind of like holds it down, just kind of puts his tail down and kind of walks away. But the white lie. Oh,
Don't say you don't lie.
I do. I definitely have my lying moments.
Don't try to cap.
Oh, okay. I was supposed to link with somebody today.
Okay.
And I just told them that I had a meeting.
Okay. See, that's one of those ones. I didn't even think about that. So I actually do that. Yeah, I do that a little bit. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I think we all do. Actually, everyone listening to this does it. Maybe some more than others, but we all do it, man. Sometimes you make a plan like a week in advance or a few days in advance, and then that day comes and you're either tired, hungry, or you're just like, your whole vibe changes. Sometimes you're just like, yeah, I'm going to have to sit this one out. I think that's okay.
Yeah. I just didn't want to meet, like, it was sexual, and I just wasn't in the mood.
Oh, you just weren't feeling it. You're like,
yeah. So.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. I mean, what's the pettiest thing you've done, like, as far as, like, are you shallow?
So I'm not really a petty person, man. I'm the type of person where, I'm not really a petty person. Like, the only time I could think of where I would have to be petty is if someone, like, did me dirty and then I'm coming back at you to do something petty. But, like, I don't really, I'm trying to think, like, what's the pettiest thing I've ever done?
I think for me, it's probably letting my ex know that I was going to beat up his current person. I think that was pretty low. Yeah.
So how did you do it?
No, because that's not. I mean,
so what happened? Like, I gotta know.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I have a brand, and that's just, what am I looking like fighting my ex's boyfriend on the streets? Like,
exactly.
that's not a good look. But I was only going to fight that person because of the disrespect that I was getting.
Yeah.
But
that's fair.
I feel like I'm 28 now. Like, I shouldn't be fighting. Like, that's not it.
At all.
I'm not on Zeus. Like, I'm not. Like, I just need to not.
We're not on Tubi. We're not on Zeus. Like,
Tubi is really something. I didn't realize Tubi until like last week. It's a lot of things on Tubi.
Bro, Tubi is something else, man.
I don't know what their like demographic is or like what they're trying to do there, but I mean, it's free. So shout out to.
Hey, shout out to Tubi. I was gonna say that, man. Y'all doing your thing.
But it's a lot of sex scenes, though. Like, a lot.
For sure.
I don't know what, like, is that, like, a thing for them? I don't know.
I feel like that's kind of how they're trying to separate themselves, is by letting, it's like an open platform almost. It's kind of like a Twitter of social media. You know how Twitter, it's pretty much free game? I think it's kind of like that, if you were to compare it.
It's just a lot of soft porn. So I don't know
a lot of that type of stuff out
yes,
there.
I don't know what's going on with that. But I guess, like, the same with Zeus and fighting. Like, I guess that's, like, the thing you have to, like.
Man, Zeus is great. That's, what is it called? The Blueface and Krishan show? But I forget the name of that. Crazy in Love.
Crazy in Love.
You watched that?
No, I had to.
I watched
my
it,
Zeus.
man. I can't lie.
Oh, you pay for Zeus?
So it was around like the holiday. I think it was like $5 for a trial or something like that.
Yeah.
So I did the month trial, cranked through all the episodes, and that show is toxic. I'll tell you that couple is well, I don't think they're together anymore, but.
I had to end my subscription. I was like, this is not helping me mentally. And like,
right.
I just feel like an idiot watching it. And I'm not trying to be, because I like some of the people on Zeus. Like, shout out to them. I've met some of them personally. But But it's just like, what am I doing watching Zeus?
Literally.
Like, especially the Bad Boys Club. I feel like that would hit me home. Because, like, now it's like minorities and gay. Like, come on. Like, this is a lot for me. So I was like, I can't. Like, the baddies, I feel like, was women. So I was like, okay, this is cool. It's like Real Housewives with, like, an extra twist. But, like, the Bad Boys Club, I was like, I can't. It's just, it's too close to home for me. And I just feel like this is just not going to work. So that was that for me. But anything else before we go to Lamarck's Corner you want to touch on about toxic masculinity that you feel like we haven't really touched on? I feel like we kind of...
I think we kind of touched on it, bro.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of, gave it a really good analyst. I feel like we kind of skated around different things as well. But
that's good convo. That's what it's about.
That's the part of... This show is a mess. And if you were listening already, you already know how this show goes. And shout out to the fact that we are actually in the iHeart studio because you bitches know it's been hard to get in here as far as the video. So, shout out to you for being the first actual guest on the show with, the camera and the whole shebang. So
I'm glad you got it to work because you hit me earlier, like the camera works. I'm like, all right, bet. And shout out to iHeart too, man. Obviously, with us being employees here, but for me at least, you do this. I'm on a whole different perspective at iHeart. I'm actually doing like the brand partnership side, so it's dope to kind of be doing it from this angle. So I appreciate the invite, bro.
Of course, man. Just, invite me downstairs for some stuff.
Hey, man, I got you. But next time on Wednesdays. I don't know what time you're here on Wednesdays.
That's the one day I'm fucking off. Bro, I feel like that's personal.
That's the day. That's the day we do the food. That's the day we got the Dunkin' Lounge popping. So I think Wednesday is when everyone on the sales floor that's a mandatory day to be in office for everyone on the sales floor. So then they do like catered lunch. Yeah. Wednesday.
I thought it was a personal attack.
Lamarck's not here. All right, we're catering today.
That's what it felt like. But wow, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna come in for Wednesday for that, but it would be. I also feel like I dress like kind of. I don't want to say street, but like I have a tank top on. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like downstairs you guys are very professional.
Nah, you'd be surprised, man. We like talent comes. Nah, man, you're good.
Okay,
I don't come downstairs, man. Come down.
I don't want to be like a hoodlum. Like come
downstairs, bro.
All right, let's get into Lamarck's Corner.
Let's do it.
Lamarck's Corner, where I answer all the questions you guys send me, advice, shade, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, question number 1. Do you think it's the man's job to pay for the first date?
100%. 100%. And the reason for that is because you're actively pursuing someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you're pursuing that individual and you're trying to, potentially date this person, I mean, I'd imagine, it depends on obviously what your motives are, but I'm more talking for, I guess, my perspective. If I'm pursuing somebody, yeah, I definitely think it's my duty to pay for the date, especially if I'm the one initiating it.
I think if you're initiating it, then yes.
But even if you're not, though, I think it's just like, actually, hold up, let me slow down. Whoa, let me slow it down because now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, but I've never been, I guess I'm just speaking from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever like really gone on a date that I haven't initiated. Now that I really think about it. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm good. But yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, but I think if you're initiating it and you're pursuing somebody, you 100% should pay for that, for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like you shouldn't have the whole city girl mentality because you're not the city girls. So please stop it, ladies.
Right, we got to cut that.
And for the men, you're not Blueface and all those other people that are acting an ass clown. Like, please, like, end that. I feel like, I'm a fair person. So, like, if you paid for, like, the other day, then I pay for the other one. Like, I like to do vice versa.
Yeah.
I've, in the past, I feel like I've just dealt with clowns. So I've been, fucking in a circus. So I think that that's my issue. So I'm a giver. Like, I like to give people things just because of, that's just the kind of vibe I like to do. So, a lot of people aren't like that, though. And I'm learning quickly that that's just not how it has to go.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't like that. I'm a big believer. You got to give to get, bro.
I agree. And I feel like that's how the universe works as well. But some people don't feel that way. And some people aren't raised correctly. It's class and decorum. Class and fucking decorum. It's not taught enough. Question number 2. I'm talking to this guy, and he recently just told me he is still in the process of leaving his baby mother. I like him a lot, but feel like this might be the end of the rope for us. Should I leave him?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say you should leave him, and the reason still, yes, he might be on the exit route with his. You said his baby mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the exit route with his baby mom, but he's still not exited yet. So in the meantime, I would highly recommend you focus on yourself.
Yeah, focus.
Focus on yourself, and if things align when he actually is done and exited from that situation, definitely revisit that. But in the meantime, you're just not able to give 100% to two things. You have 100% of energy, so you're never going to get your true value and worth by dealing with that individual. So yeah, that's my view on it, bro.
Yeah, I the ignorant part of me before in the past would have said like, let's fight. But
That's
I think
fine.
that as I got older and realized that you lose them how you get them, and I can speak that from experience. So I think that you have to just focus on yourself. And even if they say they're leaving the person, excuse me, you should not get into something with somebody unless they are fully, committed to you.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
next question: can you be with someone who barely makes time for you due to work obligations?
Absolutely not. So I feel like I'm a pretty busy individual. Um, and we all have the same 24 hours.
Yes.
If you really care about something, you're going to make it work. No one is that busy. Like, you can be busy, but no one is that busy to where it takes 2 days to text back or you're ghosting. Like, no one is that busy.
Beyonce flies to see Jay-Z. So what the
Come
fuck?
on. I was going to say, no one is that busy. So, yeah, that's a deal breaker. Like, you got to be able to make it work. There are circumstances. There are very, very minute circumstances where if you see someone making an effort, like if someone's pursuing their dream, but you see them also making an effort to make it work for you, then no, I wouldn't say it. Like, as long as the effort's there and you see that and you see what they're trying to achieve, and once they achieve it, that they will give you that time or they will give you that energy or you will get a part of that success. I think in that sense, yeah, but again, the effort has to be there.
I think if you're talking to somebody and you haven't spoken to them in 48 hours, that's a problem.
That's wild.
Like,
that's wild.
What the fuck? Especially when I'm more busy than you.
That's wild. It's
That
like, what
to
are you
me-
doing? Yeah, no, that's wild. That's wild.
The circus. The fucking circus.
Circus.
Have you been in a situation where a friend liked you and you didn't feel the same way, and you wanted to keep the friendship but didn't want to hurt their feelings?
Yeah, I have had situations like that. And I just keep it very friendly, to be honest with you. Like, I treat them just like I would treat the homie, And I've had situations where they've like tried to make a move or like something like that, and I've just casually not gone with the move and just kept it friendly. I didn't make it awkward for them. I didn't, I don't want anyone to feel weird or awkward, of course, because you have feelings like I have feelings. I just don't have the same feelings as you, unfortunately, for your sake. But yeah, I've had that happen. I keep it very clear what it is, right? Like, you don't want to misconstrue anyone's thoughts or have them thinking,
Right.
Misleading someone thinking, like, So, yeah, I just keep it 100, treat them the same way I'm treating my friends.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. Next question. When do you think you want to begin to make a family for yourself?
Man, so being 30, right? 30, I'm getting old, bro. Being 30.
30 is not old.
No, but you got to think back, though. When we were like 18, 19, hearing 30, that
was a lot.
Right? It felt like,
That was a
damn,
lot.
you're 30? Like, hearing someone who's 30, but like being here now, it's like that. I still feel like I'm 30's the new 20s. Anyways,
Yeah.
Being 30, I've been kind of thinking about that, man. I'm like, I'd say 35 is a great 34 to 35 would be a great age for marriage and kids for me personally. I think another 3 to 4 years of me focusing on my career and doing what I need to do to make sure that, my family's in the correct place, my loved ones are in the correct place. Give me 3 to 4 years to do that, and I definitely think that 34, 35 sounds ideal.
I think that's cool. I'm 28, so hopefully I have some.
Okay.
I want to get married 10, 20, 30.
Yeah.
Stuff like that's a fire number, but with my luck, I feel like
Come
that
on,
would be
man.
the
Stop
day.
talking like that.
It would just be something else. But
Stop
I'm gonna do something. Maybe a party. I do want to have a big 30th party though. What did you do when you turned 30?
Man, so when I first turned 30, I was like 7 months into New York City. So I was still really 6 months in. I was like still really new here. I was figuring out work. So I was really stressed on my 30th. I can't even lie. And when I'm stressed, I'm not really able to like think clear. So like I didn't plan anything for my birthday. I'll be honest. I was going to have a low key birthday, dinner with fam. And then my sister threw like a little surprise birthday dinner and like outing for me. Had some of my friends from Philly come in. Had some people from Tampa come in. So yeah, that was nice. But I almost didn't do anything for my 30th. But I'm glad, she set that up for me.
I never had a surprise, party.
Surprise party? That was my first one. And it was
That's dope. That's really dope.
It was cool. I did go crazy on my 28th birthday though. That was the craziest birthday I've ever had because it was my golden year. I turned 28 on the 28th, man, and that was the craziest birthday week and I've ever had in my life.
Anything you could share?
Anything I can share. So I was drunk Thursday to Monday. I was in Tampa at the time. And we did everything, man. We hit all the top clubs in Tampa. We hit Water, the day club. We hit the beaches, jet skis. Like we did the whole thing.
Where's your alcohol choice?
My alcohol choice is tequila.
Yeah.
I love tequila, man. That's really all. Even though my name is Hennessy.
I'm about to say.
Yeah. My name is Hennessy. I enjoy Hennessy, but it's not like that's not my first preference.
Hennessy just makes me do bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you evil.
It just makes me do things that I feel like like regular Lamark wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to go and do.
That's when you turn into Lamark After Dark.
I feel like it's Lamark after like construction. Like I think it's worse than dark. I feel like it's like a morgue at that point. So yeah, I like to stay away from the brown liquor. I just can't mentally. It's just too much.
Yeah.
I feel like tequila's fun. It's a good time, and yeah. So that's my and they're not sponsoring me. So shout out to tequila.
Right. I was gonna say that's why I didn't say any specific type.
Yeah.
See,
you get it. You get it.
Trust me, bro. I get it. Yeah, I didn't say I like tequila, but I might like other tequilas more if you guys want to reach out and we could do some work.
Yeah, shout out to that. Okay, and last question: what's something you're most proud of and not so proud of?
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it on theme with this whole move to New York. So I'm really proud of myself, man. I'm 16 months in to living here in New York City. It's a massive transition, as you can imagine, moving from Tampa to New York City, probably the largest metro in the U.S. So, year one was hard. I made it through. I'm making my way to year two, and I can truly say I really feel like I'm getting 1% better every day. So that's something I'm very proud of. Something I'm not so proud of is the way that I did my departure from Tampa. So when I got the offer, they literally gave me 6 weeks. They're like, hey, here's the offer. Here's the compensation. Here's the agreement. And part of the agreement was like I had to be moved into New York City, into my apartment 6 weeks after I had signed that, right? So that's a lot of pressure. So, of course, I signed the agreement. I know this is the next chapter I need to take in order to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. And I just feel like I didn't burn bridges, but I just could have done a better job of, linking up with specific individuals before I left, or kind of talking. Like, at the end of the day, it's my life. It's my decision. No one's going to dictate if I'm making this move or not. But maybe, talk to certain people about it and kind of told them, what's next and what to expect from me, what I expect from myself, and just have more of a transparent type conversation. Because I did hurt some relationships for sure, with just the move here and obviously, building new relationships here in New York City, losing ones in Tampa. It's just, I could have done better there. So that's probably something I'd say I'm just not as proud of.
Okay. That's real. You seem to be a very genuine person. So shout out to I'm having a good
I appreciate
aura of people, and I feel like you've been really transparent and very honest and very because we just met today.
Literally, right? Literally, y'all probably thought we've known each other. We literally just met.
I just
today.
met him 5 minutes ago. I was like, come on the show. No, but it's no, but yeah, but so it's bad. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, but no, please don't. I don't want to put that out there and people say oh, well, ask me on the show. Please. I feel like that I get that message a lot. You should come on the show. And
yeah,
they just don't have the je ne sais quoi, I want to say, of that sounds shitty too. This is going left. I'm gonna answer the question. Most proud of probably just not giving up on my dreams. because I was gonna quit this and be a therapist
Okay.
when I moved back from New York from Atlanta, because Atlanta was hell.
Was it?
I went down there for a job, didn't get the job, and then I just went. It went downhill from there.
Real? How long were you there?
I was there for about a year,
Okay.
and I just hated it. And I was my first move like out of the state. It was
Yeah.
just bad.
Just
It was
all around,
bad.
just
yeah, it was
not it.
all. And I'm not really, I guess, a Southern guy. I don't know. The bugs is different. I just didn't know, and like things closed like early, so
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Fuck!" So I can't. It was different. But I do appreciate the Southern hospitality, and I did appreciate some of the Southern men. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
It was very nice. Some were not, but for the most part, it was very like New York is rude as fuck. So it was
Yeah.
cool to see.
For sure.
Yes, I get back to that. So you coming from Tampa.
Yeah.
So when you got here and realized like the whole kind of vibe of New York, how did you take that in?
So I was thinking of that when you were talking about your move from New York to Atlanta, because my situation is the complete opposite. Like,
Right.
you're moving from disgruntled people at 7 a.m. to everyone saying hi to you on the sidewalk when you're walking down the street.
Right.
I'm doing the opposite. So, I knew what to expect when I was coming here. I'm originally from Connecticut. I came here, not often, but I come into the city a couple times a year, in my adult life before I moved to Tampa. But I knew what to expect, but being here was a lot different than what I was expecting.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a lot of suck my dicks.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
There is. I still don't know how to describe it, but New York has a smell, and it's not good. It's like a BO. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. But that smell, did not expect that. That's pretty crazy. And then the biggest thing, man, was the public transportation. So
yeah, the subway is atrocious.
I've always had a car. I've had a car. I've been driving since I was like 17. So I've been used to just being on my time, being able to just get in the car and get to where I need to